I don't know. For me, lately in school, you want to talk about, eating quickly and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Oh my God, I really haven't had a conference period, and
Same, same,
so
same.
the problem is like I'm the problem is
It's like
I
the game
Sorry.
Operation trying to
I
find the
know
perfect.
Marcus, the producer, so great, um, but here's why, and it's a good problem to
Uh-huh.
have. You guys ready?
Go ahead.
This year, I have more kids taking advantage of me leaving my door open to help anybody that wants it at lunch. And so I don't mind it. I'm like, if I have to scarf down my food every single day and I can help kids, let's do it, because it doesn't feel like work, even though it's unpaid, because it's my lunchtime, but it's amazing.
How do you help the
Dude.
kids? Was this
So we'll
work?
come in and they'll actually say, "Hey, this is the all I say is self-diagnose. Tell me like which homework assignment, what type of problems, whatever." And then we just focus in on that.
Okay.
It takes them usually a kid 5-10 minutes max. And then they have their light bulb moment. And they go, "Oh my God, this is so easy." And I go, "Yeah." And then they take off.
Dude.
You love that.
Yes, I mean that's the best part about the job, dude, is the
Yeah.
teaching. The teaching is amazing.
When kids
Yeah,
want
yeah.
it,
The
it's the
teaching
best.
is amazing. So I have 2 periods this year to where they are just they're like amazing. They're like soldiers. I almost
Yeah.
feel like they're acting soldiers. I give them assignment, boom. They're quiet and they're big classes too. And it's like it's crazy. They go in and then I tell them what they need to do. I give them a new acting technique, implement into their scenes, and then they just go. And like those classes every day, I'm so excited. I
Really?
joke around with them. I have fun with them. And then I have one period that is just unhinged.
Junkyard
Dude,
dogs.
Dude, it's like we try to get in a circle and they get each other in headlocks.
Mhm.
They can't not wrestle.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And today I got so mad. And then they were like really quiet. And it always works whenever I'm upset. They get quiet and they listen and they just put their head down. But then the next day they do it again because they forget, because they have short-term memory. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's a crazy class. And I'm trying to crack the code on it,
Mhm.
but I don't know if I will be able to.
I
all
doubt
year
you will,
long.
because
It's like I only have 50 minutes with them and I have so much other stuff going
and
on.
also
If they don't want to behave.
this is the thing too. Even though they can try to break up kids as much as possible, we're not at like a high school where you have 1,000 people,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So the problem is that you end up you having to group a lot of the kids that cause a lot of the problems
Yeah.
into the same classes. They're
That's
not
what it
even
is.
trying to do it. It's just because if you have any honors classes, right, then those kids the other kids can't be in that because of academics, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they're just kind of, not that they're always going from one class to the next, same group or whatever. So that also causes a lot of problem. I bet you there's tons of friendships in that class.
Well, I think so. Here's the thing. I actually like the kids in the class too, like one-on-one individually. I can get rapport with all of them. None of them are disrespectful
Yeah.
in the sense of like
Blessed be
mouthing off. But what it is they just can't focus. Like they'll have their Chromebook out and then I'll go by and then sometimes I'll just close it. I'll do like whatever and I'll be like,
Attention
eyes
span-
on me.
The attention span is bad.
Yeah, and today I just go, and I could probably get fired for this. I don't care at this point because I'm so busy. I go, you guys piss me off.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not supposed to say, because technically piss is probably a cuss word under, our school guidelines. But I was like, I go, I don't have this problem in any other class because I don't. And I go, I come in here every day and I go, and I'm trying so hard to get you guys to act right. And I go, and it doesn't work. And then they were like,
giving you
I was
my
like,
all.
I go,
Yeah.
what is this? Because they found a Pope hat and they were putting it on and some kid ran out the door. And then I go, why do you think that happens? I go, if something gets broken here, who pays for it? And they go, you. And I go, do you think that I want to be paying extra money in a classroom out of my paycheck because you come in here for 50 minutes a day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like in one ear and out the other. Like I feel like a dad.
Yeah.
Can I
You
ask
know what I
you
mean?
something,
Because
Matt?
they take it in and like, okay.
But then it doesn't
And then-
work.
and then
Matt.
they snap out of it that
Can I ask
fast.
you
Like,
something?
I'm
It's
over
so
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
How many of those kids are you calling home? Be honest.
So in that class, I've only called home
You got to call more.
twice. In my other classes, I've called home. You're right, dude. You're
Just
right.
call home.
Yeah, I've only called
Because
two.
remember,
two times.
and I'm dealing with it too, man.
Uh-huh.
If you call home and there's good parents, kids being raised right, the problem will stop. So the thing is, you'll find out, like you call home, nothing changes. Guess what? Nothing's ever going to change.
Nothing's ever going to change.
At least
Yeah.
you know early that if you call
Dude,
the parents,
If you have a kid that lies to you about everything, right? Don't be surprised when you get a parent that also ends up lying to you about everything.
Yeah, the apple does not fall
It-
far from the tree.
it's
when-
bad.
yeah.
When you see a kid, you see a kid talking, and you're like, "Hey, stop talking." He's like, "What?" And I go, "I'm literally watching you talk,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I
Don't try to lie.
didn't do anything."
Yeah.
So
Kids,
annoying.
Oh my
kids lie so
God.
fast.
Why are you attacking me?
Yeah,
This fool right here, dude. Everywhere I go, people are
yeah.
This always happens.
It's
Yeah.
always
happens to me.
always, man. Everybody's after me.
Yeah.
Just let me be alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny though, dude. You have there's different expectations for different kids. Like, okay, I got a period where it's nothing but sixth graders. They cannot sit still, but I have so much patience with them because they do want to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's like, so today I had to do an observation. I had to film it, send it to my school, videotape myself in the classroom.
Teaching.
Teaching, yes. So I set up the camera. I tell the kids yesterday, I go, "Hey guys," I go, "I know we get it's my smallest class, right?"
Yeah. I need you to
And-
represent for me. Just
And
act good. This
yes,
one time.
I was like,
yeah.
act good.
Yeah.
And so this class like loves it. Like even if I'm like, tell them I got a sub tomorrow, they're
Mhm.
like, "No."
Yeah.
So I set up the camera and it's like, it doesn't upset me because they're so little that I think of them, they're sixth graders. I think of them as like kind of like children,
Yeah.
honestly. And
Yeah.
they're so excited to learn. I feel like I'm like hosting Blue's Clues because they're like, "Yay!" Like they do that kind of stuff like all the time in class.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And so I set up the camera and then I'm taking attendance. And then I look over and there's 4 of them in front of the camera being like, and they're doing that.
This is when you record it already?
Yeah, I'm already recording. And then I wasn't even mad, dude. I go sit down. And they're like, "Sorry, mister."
Yeah.
And then another kid grabbed the spool of tape and he goes, "Thra, thra, thra," during the observation. And then I go, "No." And then it's because I'm trying. I have everything on a time limit. I have to teach everything 5 minutes in this section, 5 minutes in this section, and I have to teach to the LAUSD standard. And I'm having to do that while also. And then he's
making
like,
sure they
"So
cool.
sorry."
So
Yeah, and he apologized. He goes, "Oh, sorry." It's just like an impulsive thing that they can't like. They're sixth graders and they're just super excited to be in there.
yeah.
But they all volunteer. I'm like, "Can I get one volunteer?" Every hand goes up.
Okay, they like you. They like
Every
you.
hand, dude.
Yeah, they like you. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I think they're too
Yeah.
free. The fact that you're nice is why they gonna always act a fool sometimes.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? Because you're super
100%.
nice and they like you. So like, well, man's gonna let it go. He's gonna get mad for a second
100%.
and let it go. And I'm gonna do
But
it
it's
again.
different classes.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
like that with every class. There's some classes to
Yeah.
where like my homeroom, they come in quietly. And like I don't let them even talk or crack a smile.
Oh yeah. So that's
Like,
the one you just come
That's the
in.
one that I'm like that. My first period, I always give them writing assignments. I'm like, "You guys, we're not going to act today."
Yeah,
Second
yeah.
period, awesome. I let them
Go for it. And
go
have
for it because they
fun.
know how to. Third period, I'm having to call home a lot in that class. Fourth period, great. Fifth period, conference. Sixth period, awesome.
So you got one 6th grade class and the rest are 7th grade?
2 sixth grade classes.
2 6th grade
The
classes.
rest are 7th and 8th.
So the best classes are 6th grade, correct?
No. I have 2 advanced classes this year.
Mhm.
Those are like, it's just I give them the thing and they go.
It's because the kids that more or less want to be there a little bit.
They want to be there, yeah. And
Yeah.
so it's like 2 advanced classes, and dude, I look forward to those classes every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
I saw the most amazing thing today. And I did this in acting class myself. So I went to go to see Daphne teach. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
she's at this school called Hollywood Beach.
Yeah.
And those kids, they're good kids. You know what I'm saying? They bad. Sometimes they lose their attention span and things like that. But they want to learn acting.
Mhm.
And they love Daphne. They love her. So whatever she says, it goes because they believe in
Right.
her. So she did this exercise where she set up a mirror. Okay. And you'll be amazed at how many kids don't want to look at themselves in a mirror because they're insecure.
100%.
You see what I'm saying?
At that age, you're afraid of being exposed.
Exactly. And you don't, you're scared of what people think of you. So
Big
she
time.
exposed them. So I need you to tell me what you don't like about yourself, right? And the little girl's like, just say it. What don't you like about myself? What don't you like about yourself? The little girl like, I don't like my eyes. And Daphne's like, why do you don't like your eyes? Because they're slanted. They're slanted. Everyone
Oh.
thinks I'm Chinese, but I'm white. She's like, okay, talk more about that. I'm white. Just say you're white.
Yeah, she's like, I'm white.
Yeah, she's like, I'm white and I'm proud of it. Say it again. I'm white and I'm proud of it. You know what I'm saying? She's like,
Uh-huh.
so how do you feel other people think of you? I don't care because I'm white and I love myself, right? It was just such a, it was such a, but for a kid, that was a breakthrough moment
that's a
for
breakthrough
them.
moment, and she doesn't mean it as in like
It's
John
not an
Wilkes
insult.
Booth, you
No,
know? She's
no.
just
She
like,
just wants you
I'm
to
happy
face.
with who I
She
am.
wants you to face your fears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That she had one other kid go up there, and the girl was like, I always get picked on all the time, and she's like, why do you get picked on? Because the girl's like, I don't know. Dad's like, no, tell the truth. Why do you get picked on? Because I don't stand up for myself. Why don't you stand up for yourself? Because I don't know. Are you afraid? I guess so. Why are you afraid? Because I want everyone to like me. Is it really? Why would you want everyone to like you? Why don't you like yourself? The more you like yourself, everybody else is going to like you. So now I want you to repeat to yourself, I like myself. And the girl's like, I started crying.
Yeah,
you know
dude,
what I'm
because you
saying?
get into that center of gravity, dude.
Yeah.
It's like that thing. That's the reason why therapy works.
Yeah.
It's the reason. I mean, I'm a Christian. I'm not Catholic, but even in the Catholic Church, like they confess their sins to a priest.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't believe you have to do that to be forgiven by Jesus. But it's like the thing is it's the same reason why 12-step group works.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a room full of people. You're saying something vulnerable. And it's like you're owning up to it. It's the same concept.
And everyone's supporting that.
Yeah. And everybody.
I'm an alcoholic too. Yeah.
Here's the thing. With some of those kids, I would love to do that. But some of them are too tough. They might punch the mirror.
Honestly, I think you should try it because
it's worth a try.
If you break them, because some kids do have insecurities, and once they realize it and they can break it.
Was it a handheld mirror?
Yeah, she's
like the Joker and Batman.
She had a long mirror.
Like smash it, like, and they start laughing.
She had a straight long mirror that we just might get dressed in, and had the kids look at themselves in the mirror. And so many kids, it was so hard to look at themselves. But once they did it, it was a breakthrough.
Dude, that's brilliant.
They were crying. Oh, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I mean, every kid that was crying, but it was such a relief because a lot of kids were scared to do it. But once all the other kids that were scared started doing it, all the kids wanted to do it. So now it's therapy. Like, oh, I want that feeling. Oh, it felt so good. I want that same feeling. And then every kid just kept. I want to cry. Yeah. They just let it go.
Yeah,
so,
dude. It really just takes like one. I mean, it's weird because I'd like to hear your opinion on that. You've worked with middle schoolers longer than me. I know that there is a peak thing that happens in middle school because they're going through puberty and the fear of being exposed. All kids have it.
Absolutely.
All kids do.
Don't expose me, mister.
Yeah, but it's like really what it is you can see through every single kid's insecurity. And then there's some kids who are like very elevated and they're very aware of their insecurities and they kind of own it at a young age, but that's rare. Yeah. That's very rare to have that kind of self-awareness to be like, yeah, sometimes I don't really like certain things about myself. There's a lot of kids in my advanced classes that I think could actually say that. And they could do it without a problem. But there's certain kids, because I do like every class. But there's some classes that like, I'm like, you guys stress me out and you annoy me.
It's just too much.
It's just too much, but I still like them. But it's like one of those things where I wonder if that would work in middle school.
The whole exercise?
Yeah, that exercise. What do you think?
It's not that I don't think that it can work. It's the only thing I think about are negative repercussions from it. Because if you hear of a kid going home and saying, ready, here's how a kid's going to twist it. Those kids in the after school program actually want to be there, right?
Yeah.
The thing that you're going to have to worry about is a kid going home and going, Mr. Jones made me say negative things about myself
in front of the mirror.
in front of the mirror and the entire class.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to be.
That's how it's going to be framed because
So-
they don't have the eloquence to put it.
to
I'm
put
not
it
kidding
say
you
the
together.
way you
Yeah.
explained it.
Yeah,
to
because
put it
I'm not
together
kidding
is
you.
hard,
I know
yeah.
I know a guy who built an entire garden for kids,
Mhm.
right, with the help of students at
Yeah.
the school, and he let the kids, it was all legal stuff, but plant whatever they want. And so when he went out and they were picking stuff, and he was showing the stuff that could be picked or whatever, one kid went home and said, "Mr. So and so is making us pick cotton."
Yeah, see.
Oh my gosh, dude! You know what this reminds me of?
And then so he ripped up he I've never seen a man so dejected. He had to rip up the entire garden by himself. And then the family sued LAUSD
Mm.
saying that he was a racist.
Dude, what's so crazy right now?
He'll never make a garden again. Master gardener, by the way.
Dude, it's tragic. And the
That
thing
sucks.
is to see kind of like where we're at right now, like as a
Mhm.
society. I know the three of us were kind of like talking about this. I guess we can just dive into it. There's no real way to like ease into something this dark, but professional development the other day on Tuesday. They're like, hey, you guys need to try to stay for the whole thing. I had to leave because, I go to college right after and get the credential stuff. But there was a cop that was there. And he was like making jokes and stuff like that. He was actually pretty funny. He was like talking without a microphone. He's like, all right, I'm going to get serious now. He goes, I have to have a sense of humor as a cop because he's like, I've seen so many crazy things. And he goes, he starts talking about school shootings. He goes, everybody thinks it's not going to happen. Da, 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 da. And then he goes, it is so bad right now. He goes, that I don't even think teachers in schools realize how bad it is. Because you hear about school shooting and it sounds like, I mean, we're all like actors, comedians or whatever. So our imagination's kind of tuned. We can visualize something like that in our mind's eye. But he starts talking about it and they show this orientation video, right? And the orientation video is like so dark. It's actually very well acted. Usually orientation videos, they're poorly acted and it just makes it just looks ridiculous. But this was actually really well acted.
Oh, so this is the acting scene now. It wasn't a real thing.
No. Well, no,
Okay.
the cop was there. There was a real cop there, but then he showed the orientation, or not the orientation video. I'm sorry, a school shooter video, or not a school shooter video, like a shooter video, an
Okay,
active shooter video.
Okay, just
He showed that,
Mhm.
and dude, I was so disturbed, and this was on Tuesday, and then right when I left, there was something. I texted my girlfriend when I was going out. I go, something feels like, and I don't use. Yes, I am like a spiritual person. Yes, I'm a Christian, but I don't use like spiritually flowery language a lot. But I go, something feels off in my spirit, and I go, I don't know why. I go, I felt like grieved whenever I was like walking to my car, like sad, like just this weird grief that happened. And then the next day, my girlfriend texted me. She goes, "Did you hear about that conservative influencer?" She was like, she was like, "He just got shot." And I was like, "Huh?" And then I like looked it up, and then it's like this whole thing.
They showed it too.
And
yeah.
then this was like the day after. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that those two things are tied together, obviously, but it was just like I felt that weird thing in my and it was like it's made me think this whole week. And this kind of thing happens for like all the time. But this whole week, it's really put me in that headspace, and I've been like thinking about it a lot. Like the kind of world that we live in, the way people, not just like shooters and stuff, but the way people talk to each other, the way everything is so black and white and binary. Like you just said, the story about the gardener. You're like, that guy will never plant a garden again. I think the biggest problem in the world is a spiritual problem, but on the surface, it's a communication problem. Like people have forgotten how to talk to each other, and everything is such an extreme reaction of it's almost like people can't hear each other anymore. And you can blame social media, you can blame all kinds of things, but there's like a weird thing to where you are either this or you're that.
Yeah, people are judging you.
People are judging you no
Yeah.
matter what. Like there's no longer Republican and Democrat. You're either the worst type of person.
You're either a
who-
Nazi or
You're either
a
Nazi or you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
I was
You know
gonna
what I mean?
say,
That
yeah,
eats
it's
babies.
sad.
Literally. That's what
It's
people
sad.
say.
Yeah.
Like there are people who believe that just because somebody's Republican, that they have a white robe in their closet. And there's people believe that if just because somebody's Democrat, they believe that like Barack Obama eats babies.
Yeah.
Like people
Or,
are literally
or
that.
everybody carries guns as Democrats. You know what I'm saying? They think the worst thing, that this is happening. They put
Yeah.
everybody in the same negative thing. You know what I'm saying?
And you have the media
Yeah.
that's fueling on that because they
make
want
money.
they
Yeah,
make
yeah.
money off of it and they want clicks.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
it's like it doesn't matter media, social media, or CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. Like all of them are trying to sow division, and it's crazy because like when you sit down with most people and talk with them, most people are
pretty reasonable.
pretty
people.
reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But online, and like we've turned
All
everybody
clickbait.
into a boogeyman.
yeah.
You
You're
know
the
what I
worst
mean?
person in the world.
100%.
And the fact that, he got shot, all these videos coming out that how evil he was, how mean he was, like he deserved to be shot. I don't care what anybody says or do, no one deserves to get shot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not that
no,
familiar with his content, to be honest
Well,
with you. I've seen certain things.
Yeah, I mean,
but-
I've seen some too, and it's very subjective, what you think, but a lot of people just didn't like him. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, no one deserves to get shot, just like kids don't deserve to get shot. That's just cruel and mean. Where's the
100%.
humanity in all of this it's just wrong,
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just people, they always rush to the political front when somebody dies. Doesn't matter
Yes.
whether doesn't matter whether it's an unarmed like person or like an unarmed black dude. It doesn't matter whether it's political commentator. Like everybody wants to argue their point. Rather than just being
why
like-
it happened, yeah.
Yeah, and be like and try to justify how it's justified and whatever. And it's like, how about dude, just somebody got shot for speech. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's
Just-
really what it boils down to.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of
which is not
speech.
freedom no more. It's not freedom.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
like
saying? You can't
Mhm.
speak
You
your
mean,
mind.
you mean
this fear of
some-
being
yeah,
misunderstood is
Yeah.
why people gravitate to people like that, because they're like, oh, that guy's speaking his mind. And it's like everybody's so walking on eggshells in society because they're afraid they're going to say one thing that's misinterpreted. Like, no, that's not what I meant. Because now all you have to do is take a sound clip. And it's like 1984's Hate Hour. You flashed across the TV and everybody's like, enemy.
I almost feel we
You know?
flashing back to the 1950s right now, man.
In a way,
the
yeah.
1960s. I feel like we
Yeah.
live in this thing right now. That's scary that you could just go somewhere and get shot right now. That's scary. And they still
It
haven't
is
found
crazy.
the person. So it just
Because that happened in the 60s a lot too.
exactly.
you
That's
know?
what always happened at that time. So it just makes it just seem like it's just unsafe
Yeah.
to speak your mind or express yourself nowadays because someone's watching you and someone's pissed. You
I know.
Yeah.
And people will make an idea. Sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh, I don't even remember. No, I mean it's I kind of look at it this way. Everything that starts off as a good thing, like a grassroots organization, comes out of a school of thought, is usually trying to do something good. It'll eventually be taken on. It'll be politicized, and then the people in power will end up using that belief structure to actually keep the people down. So it's like, when you tell me, you're a Christian, right?
Uh-huh.
And you think about when we were talking, you mentioned, like slavery or something like that, right? Think of how Christianity was used in a very negative way,
100%.
right? To
Control.
there's right. So then they did as control, right?
Yeah.
And then when we need to go to war, they just put in, an AK-47 in Jesus's hands and wrap him in an American flag. And you're like, it's almost like Jesus action figures. Do you know what I mean?
100%,
absolutely.
dude. Yeah.
And so what they do, I think with the, what's happened now is that now you have another political ideology that's really come to the forefront in the last 15 years. And they're doing the same thing. And, it's like, hey, that's why it's like the book 1984 of, you know, hey, we're censorship is free speech, you know, and somebody free speech is hate, do you know? And you go, oh my God, they're flipping all of it, and all they're doing really is creating that discord between your average person.
Mhm.
And you know, it's like I'm not saying that there is a force in the world that created this for nefarious reasons. What I'm saying is that things come into existence, and then people in power use that to do the evil things that they want.
Absolutely.
They
I agree.
monopolize on it.
So so when you think about it, like say a Charlie Kirk thing or whatever.
Mhm.
So who's showing up to Charlie Kirk's thing? Charlie Kirk's probably a millionaire, right? From what he does. But you're talking middle class to lower class people. You know, I mean, just lower
Majority,
class.
yeah,
right?
majority, yeah.
The majority of people who showed up to his thing didn't agree with him because he would debate
Yeah. So
them.
what I
Yeah.
mean by that is
So-
like all that's happening is that these ideologies are making middle class and lower class people all bunch into one and fight against each other. And I almost miss the days when we used to say, growing up in the 90s, the man. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
The
100%.
man.
Yeah, man, yeah.
The
man.
man. We're going to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
that. The man.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
happened to
Yeah.
the man?
Man,
We were
yeah.
all united at one
on
point.
the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man.
Everybody agreed. On the
Everyone
man.
agreed with
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
And now everyone's got a different version of the man.
Yeah, the man
Absolutely.
could be Chuck who works at Kroger. You know what I mean? Like,
So
it could-
it's sad because all I
Yeah.
see is because I consider middle class people are just most of them are 2 steps away from being poor anyway.
broke. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because they, you know, because of the lifestyle.
Well, it's disappearing anyways.
yeah,
too, the middle
and that's
classes.
another thing.
That
It's like,
chasm.
is all of that discord gets stoked. So they all really, the point that I'm trying to make is you just have in their eyes, right? The big people,
Mhm.
they're just getting poor people to fight against other poor people. And they're looking down going, oh my God, this is so great. Can
Yeah.
you believe it? They're not even coming after us.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
just keep doing this?
That's crazy.
They're going to keep thinking that they're winning a cultural war, that they're
Yeah.
fighting a cultural war. But no, we're
That
just
it was
stoking it.
designed for them.
Yeah,
I
so we
think-
can go and
People
so
milking you, yeah.
dude, the middle class is
Yeah.
literally shrinking in this country.
Absolutely.
And guess what? And this goes to any people in power or government. If you destroy the middle class in the United States, who do you think starts revolutions? It's not the poor guys, it's the middle class.
Yeah.
You can't, they're the ones that believe the lies.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Mhm.
the American dream, all
Yeah.
this stuff, they will go and work for 40 hours for 40 years and all that. If you don't give them enough,
Oh, they go, yeah.
they're
They're
going to
gonna
Raise hell,
revolt.
raise
Yep.
hell,
They're gonna
yeah.
revolt, and it's just interesting because it's like we're growing up in such a different world than like our parents grew up in. You know, it's like it's a totally different world. Like you look now at everything all the way from like I remember when Uber was like a revolutionary concept,
Yeah, yeah.
and then now it's like Waymo. It's just normal to see somebody sitting in a back seat and there's like nobody there in the front seat. Like
Which I'm
it's-
still
it's-
scared to get in that. I'm still,
Yeah,
I'm still
100%.
afraid for that. Yeah.
100%. But it's like there's all these ideas that are happening, and it's like we're progressing in terms of like technology,
It's Jetsons.
but we're
Jetsons,
regressing.
man.
Yeah, we're going to the Jetsons in technology,
Yeah.
but we're going back to cave people.
Yeah.
In like regressing.
Yeah.
Like it's like tribalism is like the biggest problem right now, and so it's like it's very easy. How I guess all this ties into schools and kids and them not being able to handle the pressure and everything. Kids have always been judgmental. Kids have always been like little terminators that are trying to find like what's wrong with you, and then they attack that. You know what I mean? And so you're very vulnerable when you're a kid because kids will make fun of you. And then you get older and you're like that. A lot of that doesn't matter. You've like hopefully dealt with a lot of your own stuff. But whenever it comes to adults now, it's kind of like we've regressed back to childhood now, to where like if you're a kid and you show up on the playground and your overalls are pink, let's say in 4th grade, you're going to get beat up, right? Or you're at least going to get like made fun of, or like kids are
Mhm.
going to like mess with you and point out this thing that's different. If you're an adult now and you're on social media and something you're saying is taken out of context And I'm not even talking about Charlie Kirk or any of that stuff right now. I'm just talking about like something you say is taken out of context. You don't pat it perfectly right.
I know.
Then it's back in fourth grade. We've regressed back in fourth grade to where kids are like,
people are
da, da,
judging.
da, 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 and they're telling you what you are. And I think what's going to eventually happen is there's going to be two things. There's going to become people who become like more hateful because they're just going to come out. They're like that type of pressure. They actually are going to become hateful. And then there's going to be other people who are like, you know what? No matter what I do, people are going to judge me for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop caring if people label me something.
Absolutely.
And that's the point that I'm almost getting to now, to where it's like, I got to know my own heart, my own intention.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to twist that
they're gonna do it
and
regardless.
make it about it, like they're going to do it regardless, because the more you grow in, whether it's in status or visibility, the more people are going to make up lies about you. That's where that whole Bible verse comes from, where Jesus says, blessed are you when people say all kinds of evil against you and they hate you and say all kinds of false things about you, be for my name's sake. And then it's like, because, and he's like, woe to you if everybody says only good things about you, because you're typically not standing on anything. Because any kind of line in the sand, even if you say, hey, I think Jell-O's bad, and you stand on that, principle. That's not really a principle, but you stand on Jell-O's bad. People are going to be like,
what's wrong with you?
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude, I
But-
think also, man, it's, you know, when you're talking about, there's some people in the world who they're not really deep thinkers, and they're not going to really analyze stuff, be critical, whatever. Their idea of having an opinion is waiting for you to express yours so that they can just tear it down.
Yep.
It's true.
And they're not even making a point.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of like when someone regresses to the point where they're name calling,
Mm-hmm.
right? You go, oh, this person actually has nothing to say. So they revert to name calling
It's so childish.
because now it's
Yeah.
like, remember, it's like, there's like a thing, I think it's like how quickly someone will be called a Nazi or something like that. And, you know, and the left will say that about the right, and the right will say that about the left.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at it and you go, oh, because you have nothing to say. You have nothing to offer. So it's a way to deflect. And now, hey, instead of me not having anything, well, can you defend yourself against the fact that I just called you Nazi? And then they're just changing it. And
Yeah, dude, it's wild. I mean, I agree with you 100%, and that's why I left both political parties. Kind of like I kind of just
It's hard,
I
man.
don't really align, and it's fine. Like I have friends that are both of those things, and they're deep in the pocket of whatever party they're into. But for me, I'm like, I see too much tribalism on both sides. So I was like, you know what? I am kind of like,
I
I'm
think
good.
it's scary to be political, honestly, now. If you're
Uh-huh.
political and you have an opinion about something, it's scary because you're being judged, first of all. And if you're a public speaker, you have a name for yourself, and you speak in politics, they're gonna judge you. It's the worst thing to do, I feel, because
yeah,
it's such a higher level. You know, politics is that you're gonna just be judged a lot of times, and it's not a good place to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather not even touch politics and
Mhm.
just touch humanity, just being a good person.
well, that's where
You see what I'm
change is
saying?
going to come from.
Yeah.
I believe change comes spiritually. I don't think it's going to come through
we also,
a political
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't.
I'd rather not
I
touch
don't.
it.
We
It's not
also, as a
safe.
soc-
I understand
as
it.
a
Yeah.
society, have to come together and go, hey, what are some basic values that we as a society should have
Yeah.
that a standard that people should live up to, right? We live in a society, and societies have rules. This isn't if someone wants to go live like a third world country, go live like a third world country where anarchy reigns,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you're like, you have to have a gun because the cops are corrupt and paid off, and you're just like, whatever. But what are those values, and until there's a consensus, that's why a lot of these, so when they point out like places like Japan or I think some of these Nordic Scandinavian countries or whatever, and they're like,
Europe.
see, blah blah blah. You know what those are? They're homogenous cultures where collectively they don't have a lot of and when I say diversity, I don't mean that they don't have a lot of
They don't spit you up.
diversity in the sense of like, uh, they're homogenous. I'm sorry. They're homogenous in their cultural values. And so that's why, like, when people go to Japan, they're like, I can't believe how clean and efficient everything is run. And people are, I've heard people say, some people were like polite on the road because they understood that it works better this way. And you come to a place like LA and you go, thank God we have stoplights. Could you imagine how people would drive in Hollywood if they were actually had to be polite to each other and there weren't stoplights and stuff?
If you
Well,
war,
isn't
it'd
it
be a
so
lot
weird?
of accidents too. Yeah.
Isn't it so weird? And I know it's a city, so actually it's not weird because anytime there's a city, you have a lot of congestion.
Mhm.
But isn't it so weird that like that's the only thing that forces you to be patient in LA is traffic, because it's such like a me first mentality.
Oh my
Because
God.
everybody in LA, dude, is so, not everybody, but a lot of people are so out for themselves, and they will literally cut your throat. And I don't even
Yeah.
mean that as a metaphor. I mean,
Yeah.
if you put a knife in front of somebody and says, hey, tomorrow you'll be a millionaire, you'll have your own TV show, you just got to stab him in the chest while he's sleeping, they've already been paid off, it's fixed. I am scared to think of how many people would do that. And I don't have like this
Just
bleak
to
view
get
of
ahead.
day to day,
Yeah.
just to get ahead. What was the experiment that people actually studied? I'm going to butcher this because I don't actually remember it, but it was like the electrocution thing, to where they turned it up, and then like it was crazy how many people actually were like turning up the electric. It was like
Oh, I mean, how
what's the
much pain
experiment?
they'll cause somebody else?
Somebody else, like physical pain, to where they turn up
Yes.
the electricity, and all the people that got in the booth were turning it up
Oh.
like
Over a period of time. Yeah,
over a period of time.
they all went from being nice to being evil people.
That's crazy. Yo.
Yeah, because they started doing that and they got used to doing it, and they to the point where they're actually electrocuting people, right?
Yeah.
And they were
And they were
they
killing
were really loving it.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the thing I think that boils down with all this is human nature, whether people want to admit it or not, no matter how elevated you are, has something dark inside of it, has something that is, has something that's, let's just say, we all have something off about ourselves. That's how evil happens in the world. And until we confront that,
I wouldn't even say
It's-
this. Why don't we say it's this? It's the animal in us.
Yeah.
It's the animal in us.
Yeah.
It's the id. It's the unrestrained living.
They don't care.
I mean,
Yeah.
sin.
Yeah.
And so you think about that, right? And you go, so each individual has that, right? And we restrain that because we realize, as the more human side of us, I would say, or spiritual side of us, realize, hey, that's not a good thing when working with others, right? So it's like, to your point, when you think about it, that's why, like, I kind of respect, when I got older, the separation of powers in the Constitution, because when you look at it, they weren't trying to do that because they thought people were good, whether as
It's
individuals
the systems of
or
checks and
as-
balances.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they knew that people inherently, especially government, it is a power hungry and will do evil things.
Yeah,
Right?
dude.
And so you have to have those checks and balances.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, I mean, you just, without it, holy Lord, you see it. It all will centralize, and then that's when people die.
Yeah.
I just think people are around the wrong people, man. I just think you are who you hang around with. You see what I'm
That
saying?
too.
If
That
you are,
too.
If you're negative, you got hate, you got bad energy, bad blood, you're going to hang out around people the same way. You see what I'm saying? If you got like-minded people, you hang around like-minded people, you're going to be that way. You know what I'm saying? It's all energy. You see what I'm saying? Whatever your focus is where your focus is. And I think a lot of people with guns, killers, crazy people, most people do it because, they're trying to, protect themselves. A lot of innocent people, but a lot of people just got a lot of hate in their blood, yo. You know what I'm saying? And they grew
Yeah,
up that
dude.
way. It's from families, from friends, and it's a belief system, like you were saying earlier.
It is a belief system.
You
Yeah.
know, it's just how they feel about something, and then I think people that actually go out and do that, they feel good about that. They feel like they gave justice in their spirit. They feel like they did well.
Well, the thing is
and they
like,
believe that.
yeah, that's like the whole problem
Yeah.
with self-righteousness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, I say I'm a Christian and everything, but I also know that like I'm aware of like my own flaws.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all that really means for me is that like I look to God, Jesus is my justification, because I know that like anything that I see in someone else, if I hate something in someone else, there's probably an indication that I have some grain of that in myself. Because like if you hate something in somebody else, it's a reflection, and psychologists have proved that.
So if
Whatever
you hate someone
annoys you
so if you hate
the
someone
most.
that litters, how is that a reflection of you?
Probably, okay, somebody that litters, let me think about that for a second. So if I hate when somebody litters, there might be something that it's maybe not that like I litter, but there might be something that's there that I feel a sense.
I don't think you can rate that, bro.
No.
Okay.
There's got to be something that's there. So if I hate something,
You know, okay.
okay,
okay.
yeah, I can't.
Trying to find a solution. It's nothing you can do.
Oh my God, dude.
You're like, it's something to me that litters, man, because I'm messy and I want to be messy.
You were watching
trying
going like
It's
shoveling.
But littering is not a good thing.
It's
So
really
it's
trying
like
to find
it's
something,
okay
yeah.
to hate that. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying, okay, let's say you're racist, right?
Okay.
Let's say you hate black people, you hate Asian people, you hate like let's say you hate other races.
Yeah.
There's probably something in you that hates yourself. That's kind of where I'm getting at.
I will
Is
say
like,
this.
or
Okay.
that you
There's something, if you hate something that is actually outside somebody's control, right? There's probably something in your own life that irks you that's out of your control.
or I hate the way people
I don't
drive.
know. I'm trying to help out.
Okay,
the
let's just
argument.
move on from the conversation, but I'll give you an example. I hate the way
okay.
people drive, but I myself am a crazy driver, and I have been in a lot of accidents. So that is something in me that is a mirror. That's kind of what I'm getting at, more so.
For me,
I guess this can't be applicable
For me,
to
I
everything,
hate to
but-
use the word hate. I say I can't stand something because hate is such a strong
Well, I never
word.
say I hate
You know
anybody.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
I never
But-
say I
No, I
hate
hate
a
but,
person.
people that litter.
but subconsciously,
I hate people that
subconsciously
litter.
you could say hate, and I think that's
Hate.
just such a strong word. I dislike him. I'm not really a
What's
fan
a
of him.
word?
I
that's
never say I
worse
hate a
than
person though.
Yeah,
Like I don't hate people, but there are certain behaviors.
No, I hate
and
people that
things
litter.
I don't. I hate.
litter.
I literally try
You know
not
what?
to hate people.
I really about to say that.
'Cause I
yo.
really don't.
I can't stand people who litter. I'm gonna change it up. I can't stand it. I would see people litter. Literally, I would hate it so much. I would go pick up after that person and throw in the bag because I can't.
I don't
stare.
like it either, just because I think it's disrespectful.
Because it bothers me, especially when people first litter. You ever been with somebody? They just open the door and throw some stuff out the car. I'm like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I hate that.
Who raised you?
Exactly.
You know what you do? You
100%.
look
Let's
at
go.
That's why
Let's
my
go
car
go
gets
away.
messy
The
sometimes.
bird's gonna eat it.
No,
Let's go.
you know,
disintegrate.
look at people like that and
Yeah.
go, your parents must be very proud. Or you go, you must be very
Yeah.
proud of yourself.
It's stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so.
I've
fun.
seen people.
No,
I used to
don't-
think in Hollywood. So when people that move, or people that come to Hollywood, right, just in general to visit or move or whatever, they have this image, and then they find out that the image is 180%, 180 different, right,
Yes.
than what the reality of is.
Absolutely.
I used to think, and I kind of was like, well, there's so many homeless people here. It's probably the homeless that are, yeah.
Yes,
So
100%. That's
it's-
something that drives me crazy.
But-
That actually is my pet peeve.
I missed
So-
the point.
Oh,
What's
what?
the point?
No, we'll get
Mark
to
held
it.
up something.
We'll
Our
get to it.
producer. But yeah.
But I've seen so many regular people litter
Yeah.
that it's absolutely amazing to me.
I-
And Mark actually said something, and I put it on my dating profile. You ready?
Please return your shopping cart.
No, I said I want to date the kind of girl that returns her shopping cart when no one else is looking.
I love that.
dude.
I love that.
I
can't
love it too.
stand
I
people
can't
who do
stand it
that.
when people don't return their
Oh my
shopping cart because
God.
you're screwing over that guy that doesn't make any money and he's going to
Yes.
go pick it up.
Yes.
It pisses me off. I said one time, I put
Yeah.
out a tweet one time to where I said, most of you guys are trying to talk down to people about politics, but you probably don't even return your shopping cart.
I hate that.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's more of what I'm saying. Like I hate that self-righteousness thing. That's what I'm saying
I-
about
I-
checking yourself, checking your heart, because it's like
So who you think really do that?
I've seen a lot of people do it.
privileged
So
people.
many people.
do
No,
that?
dude, it's not even just
I
privilege.
think it's that everybody thing.
I think it's an
hate
everybody
that.
thing too.
I can't.
I've seen a
stand
lot
that.
of people do it.
It's also more of a big city thing because
that's true.
big,
I would
do that.
check. I would check somebody.
big cities, dude, because people, there's
I
so
hate
many
it.
people they know that they're never going to see that person ever again in their life. So people care less about their
People are
surroundings.
expendable in big cities. Like that's why going back to the thing and people talking so crazy to each other online, that's why people talk crazy to each other, because people put ideas before people.
Mm.
People love ideas more than people that are so vigilante for like justice. You don't love people. You don't really give a shit about justice.
Nah.
You like ideas and you like your ego and feeding your ego and being like, I won. It's like pulling in the poker chips. Like I won. You don't care about people. You care about ideas and in communicating your ideas so you can validate yourself. Not everybody,
That's
but I'm
privilege.
saying, you know,
I'm trying to think.
it's
like,
and that's why I say that with cities. It's like there's ideas are more important than people. Oh, it's just an idea. That's not a person.
yeah, that's actually the weirdest
You
thing
know what I
is,
mean?
so you guys, as you guys know, one of our favorite guests, Kip Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Love that guy.
So,
Okay.
by the way, I want to have him on soon, and
Good dude.
because him and I have just the best conversations. Man, I love that guy. But we were talking, and he went to Augustus, Georgia,
Okay.
and it blew him away. He goes, it's so different there. Everybody, he goes, at first I thought, wow, why is everyone up in my business? He goes, no, people just talk all the time to strangers and people. He goes, I went to the Waffle House twice. When they saw me the second time, one of the workers actually stopped and sat down and started talking to me.
Genuine good people, man.
And yeah, he goes,
Yeah.
and before you know it, we're just chopping it up, talking about sports and all this. He goes, in LA, he's like, man, that would never happen.
Never.
He goes, if my server or somebody started talking to me, I'd be like, what do you want from
You
me?
weird. What's
Dude,
in my
it's
face?
so weird because my girlfriend came to Southern Illinois with me, and she was like taken aback at first because everybody was wanting to talk to her, and people were like smiling at her, stuff like that. And she was
like in the stores or your family?
No, not my family, like just people out and
Okay.
about.
Yeah.
And because it's like, you know,
Yeah.
she's a black girl and she's like in the middle of nowhere, and she's like,
yeah.
I'm a little scared.
Yeah, she could
you
tell.
know?
Like,
yeah, she's like,
our radar
she
going
was
real
like,
fast. Like,
yeah,
I
you
don't
know,
about
it's like,
this area. Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
black, but I
Yeah.
assume you probably try to scout to see, be like, hey, is there any
one
black people?
black person around
Where
here.
is the one black person
Let me communicate.
that we can communicate
Let me get the signal.
telepathically?
I see you. Be good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
telepathically
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, she was definitely doing that, but she was like, she noticed there was a lot of like friendly people, and she was almost like taken aback, and she's like, whoa,
Because it's not
it's not normal like here in LA. And she was like, finally started to settle into it and like talking to people, because she was like, in LA, you go, you get what's yours.
People
go
don't even want to
home.
speak to you sometimes on the elevator. Hey, how you doing?
in your
I said
own
hello.
building.
Yes.
In your own building.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I
got
hate
off
that.
Can't
today.
stand that, yeah.
I got off today. There's a guy getting on. I was like, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
He looks down, just walks on. I'm like, we live in the same building. Just say hi.
Just say hi.
You know what I can't stand?
You're crazy.
You know what I can't stand? You know how you go out the door and you hold it open for that next person and they don't say thank you?
I know.
I get so
Dude.
upset. I say, you welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I scream
did that
it.
one time.
I scream it. I'm like, I just held the door.
I
Say
love
something
that.
to me. Say something to me.
I love that.
Say thank you.
should
Say
call him
something.
out.
Yeah. Man,
We got a
I-
friend named David Lucas who I remember
Yeah.
one time. This is not really like that,
Yeah.
but one of our mutual friends, David Lucas. Do you know David?
That's my guy.
He goes.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes. Him and I were doing a casino show in like 2010, and this guy starts washing his hands, but he doesn't put soap on them. And David goes, man, he goes, you get back here and wash your damn hands.
Yeah.
To the guy. And so the guy comes back and listens to him and puts soap on his hands
Yeah.
and starts washing it. But it's like, there was one time I was at a Coffee Bean. I held the door open for two girls, and they were totally influencer types, wearing like the yoga pants and everything. Like, you're not my type of like girl that I would like talk to, but the
Yeah.
typical like hot LA girl. And they're
Yeah.
just doing that. And then I held the door open for him, and I go, thank you.
Yes.
And then she
absolutely.
goes, excuse me? I go,
just
typically, I go, people say thank you whenever you hold the door open for him. And she just looked at me
Yeah, you gotta make it
like
feel
I was
stupid.
crazy, like I
Yeah.
was stupid. And it's like, no, that's like basing human.
And then people
Courtesy.
wonder
Yes.
why people come here. I remember the first time I even tried to get on a freeway in Southern California. I got off and called my mom on my cell phone. I was like, Mom, people are so mean to each other on the freeway. I don't know if I could ever get back on it.
Yeah.
I had never experienced that before.
Wow.
I just and now it's the normal.
So
Now sometimes I will say, people that come here don't understand is that there are times that it will look like we're being mean, we're not letting somebody in or whatever. But like in a place like Hollywood, it's because, say somebody, gas station right here or stoplights right here, right? That person isn't trying to go and make a quick right. Do you know what I mean? To get on. The reason why people aren't letting that person in is because 9 times out of 10, that person is going to try to cut over
way
4 lines of traffic, hold everybody up, and then
selfish.
And then want to make a left turn.
Yeah.
And you go,
and supposed to wait for you.
Meanwhile, they could have made a right, another right, come back up, and then just went on their way.
Right.
Yeah. But
it's insane.
The crazy thing about it, I think polite is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel LA definitely changes that because people think you have to be a certain kind of way. I had friends in Chicago that came out here and just totally changed their lifestyle up and became somebody different. I'm like, bro, what happened to the person I met?
Dude, that's what we want to see.
Yeah, that's the one who was going to make it. That's the one who's going to be successful. Yeah,
people want to be around you.
Yeah, just genuine good people. And I learned that the people that are famous or doing well are very good people.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. I mean,
I've met some monsters that are famous.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Some of my monsters, but a lot of them are really nice people. You see what I'm saying?
Dude. I mean, here's the thing. It goes back to scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Like, if you believe, what you believe does matter. I totally believe in freedom of speech to the core. I'm like a purist on freedom of speech. Either have it all or you don't have it.
Yeah.
But what you believe does matter. If you believe that if you believe that there's only a limited amount of resources and that I can't get what I want out of life, or what I need. If you believe that. And sometimes it's really hard to not believe that, right? Because of how you grew up. You can grow up so hard that you can literally believe that things are not for you.
Yeah.
That happens to people all the time. And it's like you can't fault them because they believe that way because of how they've grown up. But there has to be a certain point where you have to consciously,
open your mind up.
You have to consciously change your beliefs.
Yeah.
Because if you don't believe that you can get what's yours out of life, what literally belongs to you, you are going to become a really bad person.
Well, I don't think you'd be a bad person. Some people are just okay with the simple life.
No, I'm not. But that's they're okay with that. I'm not talking about becoming a millionaire.
Okay.
I'm talking about believing, but a simple life. Their gratitude.
Yeah.
Believing what's yours. You know what? This simple life is mine and I can get it. And that's enough for me.
And they're okay with that.
I'm okay with that. I'm not talking about excess and more. What I'm talking about is getting what is yours in terms of even just a good night's sleep, going to the store, going for a walk, and that being enough. There are people who have this woe is me mentality to where everything is against me. We see it all the time with certain kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And to where you try to if you don't believe that you can come out on the other side, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I got you. It's just like when you moved out here, we all moved out here from where we're from. It's people back home would never do that. Why would you do that? That's stupid. Stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you try to go for it? This is LA. Stay home. Chicago. Stay in Michigan. Because they're afraid to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they put their fears on us. You should come back. It's not that good. LA's crazy. You're going to be gay one day. Watch out. You know what I'm saying? So
people are you gay yet? You're eating a lot of vegetables.
Exactly. So it's people judge you for being yourself or thinking against the grain because I want to go for this. Not everybody's built for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's we're just different individuals than most people back home or where we're from.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's, but it's also just
but I do feel not to cut you off, I do feel like LA has opened my mind up more though.
Well, you're around a lot of different people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Southern Illinois, but I read a lot. I was a reader. So I naturally I feel like I've always kind of been open-minded.
Yeah.
But being around a lot of different people, it's and that's another problem that's like causing. I mean, there's a multitude of things, but it's another issue that people are having today is like they only hang out with people that are like them. They haven't actually, and dude, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody, I used to have a joke about, it was like in 2020 to where I was like, dude, I wanted to get away from rednecks my whole life. And then I go to LA and there's such a thing as liberal rednecks who can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's actually what you're saying is, but it's like, it's just city rednecks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody has that like redneck side to them to where they close down any outside information and they're like, no, because it's fear. You know what I mean? It's like fear to putting like little fences around your mind to like having conversations with people who think differently than you and not feeling threatened.
I would almost say I was probably more open-minded when I moved to Los Angeles than I am now. Because when I live in a place like Erie, Pennsylvania, you know, people were so much nicer and actually open and free and all that. You see human nature. I've seen human nature or human beings act in ways I couldn't even imagine until I moved to LA. And so it's made me go, oh my gosh, like people shouldn't be living like this or treating each other like this. And yet that's almost like embraced as a norm. And if you call that out, like you're like, LA is the type of place when you go, littering is wrong. Someone goes, see, that's the thing. You have a fixed mindset and you got to open your mind to the understanding the plight of the person that is doing the littering. And you go,
what the heck?
I'm just done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
you've been an educate. You know what it is, dude? Because I can speak to it. Sorry to cut you off. Just piggybacking on what you're saying. Like, you've been in education for so long that I've been in education for a few years, but teaching for I'm not even gonna say my district, teaching for Los Angeles at this district for 2 years. And like, there is a lot of that, like, just everything is justified to where it's just like, dude, can I kick this kid out of my class?
And it's like in general,
they make you feel crazy.
But in general too, people in Los Angeles, you know, you have when California raised the amount that you could steal from $450 to $950 because that'll reduce crime. And all it did meant that everything in our grocery stores was locked up except the criminal. And people were like, oh my God. And then when you pointed out like, oh my God, this is crazy. People are like, what do you mean? This is fine. And you're like, you just stepped over a pile of crap that you don't even know if that was laid by a human or a dog.
A person.
But either way, probably no one's even picking it up. There's litter everywhere.
Wouldn't that be crazy if there was a conscious person that took a dump, but then they put like a plastic glove on and picked up their own poop?
But it's almost like Stockholm syndrome with people. It's like,
let me get that for you, brother. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
And it's weird to me. And when I was younger, that didn't bother me living in any of this. And now that I'm older, I go, I don't know how much longer I can live. Maybe I could commute to LA, you know, but maybe live a little bit farther out, or maybe move deeper into like the valley, more suburbs.
Well, dude, my girl,
I got to get away from
lives
the
in Woodland Hills, and Woodland Hills is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, this area where we're at right now, where we record the podcast, pretty
Decent.
nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. It's actually really nice. But here's the thing. I live way down that way in Hollywood to where it looks like a walkthrough fighting game. You know what I mean? There's just somebody with like, you remember the game Double Dragon?
Yeah.
Remember like how like walkthrough fighting games for like Super Nintendo, they'd have like side of their head shaved and then they'd have like pink and it would be like a mohawk like flipped to the side and there's just somebody like swinging a chain for no reason.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the part of Hollywood I live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know the thing.
And so it's like,
that actually reminds me too is like the thing I hate about Fox News the most is how accurately they report on Los Angeles.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
not everything else but LA.
Fox tells everything.
Fox tells the secrets of LA. It's like they snuck into the party that they weren't supposed to know
stuff
about.
You would never know about.
Like, hey everybody, it's like, didn't you sign an NDA?
Because I had my brother-in-law actually sent me something. He was like, man, look what happened in Hollywood. I was like, oh my God, that's my 7-Eleven. Like the local news won't even report on it. But then Fox News is reporting.
Will tell you everything.
Dude, you should see the stains
Yeah.
Just the stains alone around a 7-Eleven tell you everything about
Well,
It's
dude,
so-
people know more about what's going on in LA than I do because I'm not paying as much attention. But people like heard the house slid off into the ocean on 52nd Street. No,
especially
huh?
especially back home, yo. Yes.
Yeah, it's
It
like,
could be
how
a
do you know
fire on the
this?
block and they heard about it. Like, what happened? You
100%.
okay? It was not my block. It was the next block. You know what I'm saying?
People are
So,
obsessed with LA, and I know they say they're not. They say they hate it, but it's like, why are you still so fixated on it?
I mean, because it's the place to be. I mean, if it's not New York, it's LA. If it's not LA, it's Miami. You see what I'm saying?
But
The three
LA
best
does
places.
have. So
Yeah.
for the most
Yeah.
part, though, you
Yeah.
ready? How much would any of us complain about Los Angeles if you were making $500,000 a year
Not at all, dude. Because
and
we
you
live
and,
in
you,
Jello.
and you'd be living in the
Nice house.
nicest, yep, in the nicest part,
Yeah.
a quiet
In a-
street in
in a-
Santa Monica.
In a hill or the
Or the
hill
hill. Dude, the
somewhere.
cleanest
you know what I'm
food.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the cleanest food.
It's different over there too. I've been around there. It's
To
different,
enjoy
yeah.
LA, you have to become wealthy.
You have to have money to really enjoy it.
I mean, and there's varying degrees of it. Like when I say enjoy, it doesn't mean that you can't be happy and grateful. You should be
Yeah.
all those things, and you should be be all that. Yeah, sure. But
But I
like
mean,
you need to
yeah.
have a little bit of money, or else it's a tough place.
You either have to, and it's the same thing of like, now I understand why so many parents move out to the suburbs because they know that the cities have always, big cities, big problems.
yeah.
So you either go, well, I'm going to raise my kids in chaos, which it's almost always been, right? Or I'm going to go out to the suburbs where I can give a shot of just, it's boring, but you go, I don't have to
Safe.
worry. Yeah, I don't have
Safe.
to, it's so much safer.
yeah.
Yeah, it's boring. It's like chain restaurants and TGI Fridays and a lot of polo shirts. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm
but
not
you
gonna-
can walk your
But you
dog.
don't have to worry about it.
Your
again.
dog
Yeah,
and
you're
not
the
worry.
block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys remember there was a comic years ago
Mhm.
that was literally walking on Hollywood Boulevard with his girlfriend, and a guy came up behind her and shot her with a shotgun.
we
in the
know
back
who
of the
this
head.
is. We know who this
Yeah,
is.
we won't bring it.
We
but I
won't-
go,
yeah,
it's like
You
that,
do.
or like I remember
it's tragic.
going and I was meeting.
Oh, yeah, I
I was
remember that.
meeting
I feel
friends
that,
up
yeah.
to go to watch an older movie at the Egyptian, and there one guy walked up. He was like, "Sorry, man, I was late, dude. There was a guy with a machete hacking people on Hollywood Boulevard." Like, what the?
Yeah, what level of LA is this? Is this the
You know
last
what?
level?
It's just so nice here where they have good street tacos,
Yeah,
right,
and there's a guy
guys?
that's just like,
You have to learn to
Jesus.
accept everything, especially the homeless people in Hollywood. It's just night and day. You gotta
I'm not
accept
even
it.
saying just the homeless,
You know what
right?
I'm
I
saying?
don't-
Dude, the
Just-
amount of crime
yeah,
that takes place. That's not the litter. I realize it's not even the homeless. It's just people.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Like homeless is like one small part of the
Little bit
problem.
Yeah.
The thing is that people don't realize though is our producer, he put something up on the screen. It was about the shopping cart theory, and then it went away. But apparently
Oh.
there's a thing called the shopping cart theory. So before we get out of here, he's actually maybe going to put this back up here because I kind of would like to end on this note. But the thing that boils down to is you just can't enjoy something if you're selfish. You have to, there's a time that you have to prioritize your needs and all that, but you can't be like thinking about yourself all the time. You got to be
Can't.
thinking about other people.
You have to.
Because if you don't, then it's just absolute. And LA is a very selfish place. So the shopping cart theory is a concept in viral internet meme that suggests a person's moral character can be assessed by whether they return a shopping cart to its designated area or leave it in the parking lot. The theory, based on the idea of self-governance and responsibility in the absence of direct oversight, claims that the choice reflects a person's capability for empathy, accountability, and self-discipline, and therefore their ethical standing. How the theory works. Returning the cart, seen as a sign of personal responsibility, ethical conduct, and consideration for others
100%.
and the community.
Absolutely.
Leaving the cart, viewed as a reflection of poor character, selfishness, oh
Yep.
man, I feel
Yes,
this, or
absolutely.
a lack of regard for social order and the well-being of retail workers.
You know what?
Dude,
I
Ooh, you think I should
I'm-
return
I'm-
my shopping cart? You're a Nazi.
I'm gonna read this to people. I'm like, here, watch. This is who you are. Look
This
at
is
you.
who you
You know
are.
what I'm saying?
Dude,
Get-
read it,
get
and
it
you're
together.
following behind
Yeah,
them. That's
exactly.
actually a funny sketch. It's
Yeah.
like,
Just-
have you heard of the shopping cart theory? And the guy's like, huh? And you
Look it
read
up.
the whole thing as you're following them.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
make flyers and put this on people's cars like this.
that's
You know what I'm
really
saying? Yeah.
what we leave people on.
Yeah.
Guys, adopt the shopping cart theory.
Yes.
Be a person who puts your shopping cart back. literally and metaphorically.
And-
Take care of what's yours and take care of each
And
other.
clean up after yourself.
You know?
And
No
make your bed in the
littering.
morning.
Make your bed in the morning.
Chris
say your
does that.
say your prayers. No, I'm just,
I do.
I'm
Chris
just
does
going
that. Chris
random
does
stuff
that.
now.
Yeah, I do. You know,
Say
I
your
ask God for His
prayers.
help and protection.
Tell your
every day.
mom you
Absolutely.
love her.
Yeah.
You know, I call her mommy.
Yeah. Well,
You
love
know what I
yourself, y'all. Love yourself.
Yeah,
first.
and love yourself too, because
Yeah.
you can't give away what you don't have. But
Yeah, love yourself. Love yourself.
all right, guys, this was fun. I mean, we kind of talked about what we said we were going to talk about,
Yeah,
right?
It
Some
flew.
stuff, yeah.
It flew. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.